Yeah. So what? It's your boy Bitz N Bobz. Yo, another episode of Bitz N Bobz meets Daps. Counter Attack host Daps. Yo, Daps, man. Good evening. Thank you for coming. You're welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. You know, Arsenal are winning, so you know that's at least one thing I ain't got to worry about because I'm whenever it comes to my shows, people like to get on to me. So at least now they've given me breathing space for a couple of days.
But so what fixture is it you're playing?
Europa League. So
okay. So it's not Champions League, no. No.
Yeah,
not
no,
Champions League, no. Okay.
Them comments they don't matter with me, you know. They don't matter with me because I know my team's level. Do you get what I'm saying? I know my team's level, so it's not Champions League. Like, get me? Them comments there, they don't rattle me, sir.
No, I'm glad.
I'm good, man. I'm just here living. Put out another podcast today, guys.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna watch it after this. Believe it or not, actually, I saw you do the clip. So make sure you subscribe to the guy, guys. Seriously, Daps, man. Yeah. So literally, bro. You saw obviously what I done with Mayo, as you said, and obviously I'm doing these podcasts to bring some awareness to mental health in the Black community, raise awareness on racism, discrimination, and also just like put some light on what you do. And so yeah, man, tell us about yourself, bro.
What do you want to know, man? Like, I'm proper just
bro from your podcast, man. Let's plug it. Like seriously, like talk about some of the stuff that you've been doing and stuff, you know, and then we'll get into the real nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah, so I've got a podcast called Counter Attack Podcast, and the whole point of the podcast is to bridge the gap between player and fans. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's literally what I'm trying to do because we can get into it, whatever. But obviously, I used to play football. I still play now at semi-pro level, but when I used to play like full-time pro, I broke my leg about 4 years ago. I broke my leg 4 years ago now, and then after that, I decided to just do a podcast. And you know, thankfully, the podcast says it does okay. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm lucky that I'm able to reach out to some of the people, some of the players that I know, and then even that some of the players that I don't know, they're able to come to and be on the podcast and be part of it. So yeah, it's just about just allowing players to have a personality, allowing players to just be cool and their normal selves and not the media versions you see of them. So yeah, man, that's what I'm on, man, and that's what I do. There's other bits of content coming out. I've got little mini documentaries coming out. I've got the main documentary coming out very soon, trying to sort that out. But yeah, I'm just here, man. I'm just your average guy, man. Just trying to make it.
I'm that's blessed, man. And you know what? Quick segue, man. You used to play football, man. Enlighten us, you know, because that's something I can actually relate with you. I used to play ball as well. So yeah, I mean, what position did you play? Who did you play for? You know.
Who did I play for? Gosh. So when I first got signed, I got signed to Watford when I was 21. When I was 21. Amazing. I got signed to Watford. I never ever made any first team appearances for them, but had stints at Gillingham, Dartford. I went abroad and played in Sweden, Cyprus, and also in Nigeria. I played for a team called Sunshine Stars there. And when I came back about 4 years ago, I think it was. Came back about 4 years ago. Yeah, I ended up breaking my leg, like I said. But then yeah, that was it. I just kind of just stayed playing semi-pro since then. You know, and if I'm being really honest, like I've never been the same player since. I was a left midfielder before I broke my leg. When I came back, I had to I didn't have my speed like that anymore. And that's not that I was slow, but I wasn't rapid. And then so I went back to left back. Now I play left back, centre back, and whatnot. But yeah, man. So it helps, and that definitely helps with the podcast as well. Like people always ask how I'm able to get some of these players and whatever, and it's because they know they're talking to like one of their own, so to say.
Yeah.
and they're not coming to do media. They know I'm never going to stitch them up or whatever. So, yeah, man.
So some of these guys obviously just come to kick in it. Like basically they see their guy that, yeah, man, let's go, let's chill and let's chat, which is good. And this is what I embrace, and I also try and elevate the connection between fans and the footballer, because, you know, we're the guys that support them, you know, we're the guys that, you know, back them on media, fan channels and stuff like that. So it's good to see stuff like that, because it also makes you feel like they're not robots. They're not, you know, the usual when they're asked about their club and it's the simple, they look to the left and say, yeah, you know, the guys played well, and, you know, obviously it was good to get the 3 points, all that robotic stuff. So it's good to see players unwind and relax on you. It's good that you're still playing football in some capacity, because people don't realize that, you know, when you play professional, right, it's a completely different attitude, mentality, and level. It's elite football. I don't care what anyone says. You know, it's not, you know, when you know yourself, you know, when it's semi-pro, I can't be bothered doing a warm-up, you know, sack the warm-up, let's just get a game, fives, gaffer, any chance. Just get the ball on the floor. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to run, you don't do anything for that. But when you're playing professional level, you basically, you obviously impersonate your personality, but you learn and you listen. If you're told to run, you run. Do you know what I mean? Because you know whatever you're doing is benefiting you, and also you're trying to get a game on Saturday or Sunday, respectively. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So it's good, man. And see, for your mental health, right? I'm going to segue into that. What was that like when you broke your leg? And it was like, wow, I broke my leg.
Yeah, man. I think tears definitely came down my thing. I think it was more because when you think of that playing football, especially no matter what level you're playing at, if you think of the one injury you don't want to get, it's like, I don't want to break my leg. I don't want to break my leg. And then I never ever thought I would be that person who breaks a leg. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even now saying it is mad that I've actually broken my leg. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
You know what it means to break your leg? Like it's not a chicken bone. Do you get me? This is a whole human bone. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just breaking it. Like, so yeah. So it was hard, man. And I think the hardest bit was, it wasn't even it was pain as well, obviously, but it was. There's two sides of it. So in terms of the actual healing process, I remember the first time I had to walk. I had to walk with a frame. And to walk 20, 30 yards down the length of the ward in the hospital and come back, I was sweating. I was out of breath. Like, wow. Yeah, and bearing in mind, I literally just played football about 5-6 days before that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was fit, but it was, I was out of breath just trying to walk up and down and come back and sat down. And I remember that, like the nurses and everything. And looking back, I get what they were saying, but because they were saying that I wasn't going to even walk with a frame for like 3-4 weeks, and I was doing it 2 days out of like surgery. Do you get what I'm saying? And because you know when they say that, that's for them Oyinbo people.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, they don't know that. You get me? We're not doing that. So yeah. So it happened where I was out of breath and whatnot, and I remember she was like, "Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good." And I was just like, "Nah," and I just burst out crying, because how can me,
a whole you, right?
Yeah, be out of breath, like walking, and it just let me know how far I need to go. So there was that part of it, but then there was also the part where, like, I was in the house, and then everyone started to go back to pre-season training.
Oh, man, that's tough.
And everyone's always like hashtag pre-season and all of this stuff. And
oh man, that's tough.
And I couldn't do that. So yeah, that was hard, man. And I always say, I never ever went into like depression or anything, but there was a part where I was close. And I remember it's almost like I had to catch myself at one point, because I think there was a point I had that frame on my leg for like 6-7 months, I think. I had a big frame on my leg, and it was, I'm always in pain. There were times where I legit was getting 2 hours sleep a night, and I just could not sleep. And so having gone through all of that, man, it was just like, yo. But then I always knew that, get me, it will be good.
Man, we're God's children, bro. You know,
Yeah,
you already know. You know, the story doesn't end there, man. That's the thing. But it's tough, bro, because like it's not even. There's a difference. You know, it's not like a manager saying you're not playing today or you're not starting. You know, like you just said there, like you were struggling to walk 30 yards. Do you know what I mean? And as a man, you know, and as a man that was just playing football, that is a different kind of, it's not even rejection. That's like physically not being able to carry out that simple task. Do you know? And it's tough on the mind, man. And I mean, I've got to ask, where were you? Like, were you, because like, the reason I'm asking, because like, obviously, our culture, we walk with Jesus, do you know? So it doesn't matter if you're not praying, he's still there. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So like, and like you said there, you know, you knew it wasn't the end. So, I mean, did it one day just click and you were like, I'm going to be okay? Or did something happen for you to be like...
No, do you know what it is? Like you said, like, I'm a very like strong believer in God. Do you get what I'm saying? If you go to my Instagram bio, it says like follower of Jesus Christ. So I believe that I'm good no matter. Do you get what I'm saying? And because I have that, I've always had this strong mentality of I'm good, like good things will happen. Do you get what I'm saying? And the more I affirm positive things, the more it happens. Do you get what I'm saying? And and one of my favorite quotes, and it's even a Bible verse, is not, and I'm not even trying to take everyone to church, is death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. So like when I know these things, I'm forever just spewing out these things. So I knew I was going to be good. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's just a feeling that I had. But even though I know that deep down, it doesn't stop me from actually experiencing what I'm currently experiencing. When pain and the frame is getting infected, they're telling me, oh, there's a chance that your leg might have to get amputated and whatever. Like, it's all mad. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're experiencing these things, when you're stuck in the house, and I didn't leave the house for time, I couldn't do anything, and then, you know, it don't look like the end is coming. Like the thing was on my leg for months. Like big, like I don't know if you've seen the frame I had on my leg, but
no.
It was a big frame. And so when I've got all these things happening, I'm just like, yo, when is this actually gonna end? So look, you see that?
Yeah. Wait, let me bring zoom in your screen. Bloody hell, that's tough. Flipping heck. And was it a bad tackle?
Yeah, it was bad. But like, yeah, so when you got that on your leg for time, you sometimes think that this ain't gonna end. But you know, I always knew it, man. I can't let that mindset come and then there come a point where I was just like, you know what? I've got to just actually trust the healing process as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do what I need to do in terms of my physio and whatever, look after myself the best I can. It gives me the best chance. And from when I know that I'm naturally in good shape, do you get what I'm saying? So in regards to like the mechanics of my body and whatever, the doctors said I was in the shape of a 21-year-old at the time. So do you know what I'm saying? Like I knew that I couldn't allow myself to slip any further than what I was currently doing. And part of it was also understanding that it's okay to actually feel away. It's okay to be down. It's okay to recognize the situation you're in, but don't let that defeat you and overcome you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Amen to that. And what Daps just said, guys, for people that are watching and for people that watch this back, you know, it's okay, like he said, you know, and, you know, support system and talking out is so key. And especially in the Black community, where growing up, it was dismissed. It wasn't talked about. It is very key now that obviously awareness gets raised that, it's okay not to be okay. Just talk to someone, and you don't realize that a problem half shared is a problem half solved, man. And no, and that's, thanks for sharing that, because I know that's quite tough, man. Especially, when you think of like what could have been and stuff, but you should never think of that, because, when one door closes, another opens, and look at you now. With your opportunities in football, okay, and just the way in life, have you ever suffered this poison we call racism?
Yeah, of course.
I hate that. Do you know that? Because when I ask black people, yeah, I know they're gonna say, of course, and it makes me sad because I'm just like, okay, but then I'm like, okay, tell me a story so we can relate. Let's talk about it. So yeah, man, please.
Do you know what it is? Like, I feel like the racism. When I was younger, I get people making stupid comments and everything, but the older I got, those comments really and truly became less and less. But it was more the unconscious bias thing that was going on. It was more the subliminals and the passive comments that would, that would get said. So no one would ever come out and just drop the N-bomb to me. Yeah. But even things like just how I'm treated by coaches, how I'm treated by certain managers, and then you see certain players getting the favoritism, or just in life in general. Even in like when I started working, and you see in the working place, just, and that was a big thing for me, because remember I was just playing football for so many years. So when I started working, and then I see how how black people can be treated in a workplace, that in itself was like raw. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when I'm on the pitch, I'm good. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But when you come into the offices and the job I got, it was very corporate when I first started working, because I'm an accountant. It was proper corporate. So when you go there and you see how there's not that many people that look like you, and then they talk to you like you don't have sense and whatever. Them things there. Sorry, before Dammy gets onto me. Yeah, them things there were like raw. This is hard to take in. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm also someone that's like, you know what? At the end of the day as well, I recognize the plight that black people face. I recognize this ain't our country like that. Do you get what I'm saying? I recognize the conditions we were left in and the conditions we've been dealt with because of slavery and whatnot. So like I put that on it, and my expectation when it comes to, white people talking to black people, like I have a very different expectation. I don't expect them to talk in a way where it's like other than what I know that they can. So when they do come and talk to me, I big up Lauren. So when they when they do come and talk to me in a way where it's like with respect, and they don't like, I appreciate it. Do you get what I'm saying? But if someone turns around and then, talks to me in a way where it's like I'm beneath them and whatever, I just think you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And you need to just...
and that is the whatnots for me, because obviously I work in corporate, and it's the inherent culture of racism, of casual racism, where people say certain stuff or use certain language, and you like, I'm Igbo, and I'm just like, Ogini. Like, I even say to these Igbo people, like, Ogini, like, what did you just say? Like, what? And it's hard because I grew up in Scotland, so you can imagine a very white dominated country where there wasn't that many blacks from 1998 onwards. In the early thousands it started to get different and be multicultural, as they say. I hate that word. But yeah, man, it was tough. And like, you hear certain things, and like you just said there, like with the way they talk to you, like you don't have sense, or you don't know 2 + 2 or something like that. It's like, are you for real? Are you okay? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, real talk. So how did you cope with that? What was the mechanism did you use, or did you just ignore it?
You just gotta just ignore it, man. You can't let it get to you, because some people, like, I learned very early on that some people thrive on getting to you. Do you get what I'm saying? When they see that, okay, you know what? I've got a great example. Sure. I've got a great example. So I had this in one of the workplaces somewhere I was working. I had a manager now. Great manager, absolutely great manager. They loved me in that workplace. I loved it there, and it was so good, and I just loved it. My manager left now. Bearing in mind, I've been there 2 years.
Yeah,
no issues. I'm comfy in that place. I walk around like I pay rent. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
New manager comes in now. and you know them people that you could just tell in her everyday life she don't like, and this is no slight, like, it just might be the thing that she don't interact with a lot of black people.
Yeah,
you could just tell. So, like, and a lot of the time when you say that to let's say white people, they're like, oh, you can't say that. You got, but you know, as a black person, you can tell the people that don't have black people around them.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So I remember that she used to come at me in a way, like, and I'm just like, yo, is this woman all right? Like, she's all right. Like, she used to talk to me in a way where I'm beneath her. Do you get what I'm saying? Bearing in mind, she's only been there for a month or two. Do you get what I'm saying? She was always going to me. She was always trying to break me, and it will never happen. It will never happen. And then it's like, it's one of them ones where she used to talk to me in a way where, like, her only goal was to put me down.
Yeah.
But you see me, yeah, I have that mentality, like, I'm not gonna die in this workplace, you know. Like,
exactly.
if I up and leave, like, I'm good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so anyway, she was talking to me in a way, and then one day she called me into the office and she started going at me again. I said, what? I said, you know what? I'm done. I said, I'm done. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, I'm done. And then I was like, no, I'm actually quitting. And then she was just like, what? And I said, listen, you see the way I was raised, yeah? Because I remember there was one time she was telling me, Dap, I'm so disappointed in you. What? I said to her, I said, you think at my big age, yeah, I'm coming to work to hear from someone tell me that they can't speak to me outside of this workplace. Exactly. I'm disappointed in you. I said, listen, I'm done, man. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And she was so surprised by, like, when I was leaving, because obviously I still had to work notice. And she was so surprised that when I was leaving, I was so, like, happy. I was just normal. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's, you can't allow people, and racism or not, in all aspects, you can't allow people to just dictate your moods and dictate your feelings and dictate how you're going to respond to certain things, because then they win. Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when I am going through certain things or whatnot, I just be like, you know what? That's either that person's very stupid, very ignorant, or no matter what it is, I can't allow that person to bring me out of character. Like, you've spoken to me, I'm very cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't allow someone to bring that out of me.
Negative vibe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because then it just goes down the next route. Get me? I start becoming ignorant, and then when I become ignorant, that's the behavior. Look, this is you. This is what you guys do.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. So I might as well just relax and just do my thing. Because now when I leave that office, I'm good. I come home, I've got a podcast. I can go live right now. I'm live in just under an hour. I get people coming in, chatting good, positive vibe. Get me? I go, I play my football, I play my FIFA. I eat real panda jam and panda jam.
Speak up.
I'm good. So I'm not gonna allow someone to come and just mess up my vibes, man. And so when all that does happen, you just gotta just, me personally, unless it's a truly, so I know I'm just like chatting bare right now, unless it's a truly like disrespect, disrespect and rudeness are the things that I just can't take. If it's a real disrespect, sometimes people disrespect so much that at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm still a man. I'm coming here doing all this talking and whatever, but I'm still a man, bro. So
no, it's good. It's good. And you know what? As a man, never mind a man, a human being, we are taught to treat people how you want to be treated, and regardless of race, you should accept and respect whoever. You might not like them personally, and this is what I always say within the office. Just because you don't like them personally, you need to respect and accept them because their contribution to the workplace could be greater than yours, could be equal, but at the same time, you're under the same employer. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So let's segue to the football team you love and have to defend on a regular basis. The circus club that we all call, or some may call, Arsenal Football Club. Arteta, he's not been there a year. Okay, Arsenal finished 8th last season. They've probably just won their last game tonight. What's going on with Arsenal, man? Because we know, we spoke about how old we're. So me and you can go back and talk about, the Tony Adam days. The amazing back four, David Seaman, from my days, Man United, Schmeichel, Neville, so on and so on. Unfortunately, those teams and those clubs are not there anymore. Let's be honest. So, talk to me. What's happening with Arsenal? Because I've got a few questions on the club, man. So, in your opinion, what's happening with Arsenal? Or what's happened to Arsenal?
I think for years we just allowed ourselves to just head in a downward spiral and no one was fixing anything. Nothing changed. So a culture has now come into the club where it's okay to be mediocre. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not at that level we once were. And that's the thing that a lot of Arsenal fans need to realize, that we're not where we were. We want to get there, and I want to get there as quick as possible, but we're not there at the end of the day. So I think, earlier on, that I think it was off air, you said the comment about we're not in Champions League. Like, them things there, they don't rattle me. I know. If you say that to a Man United fan, if they were in Europa League,
rattled.
Because they know they should be in the Champions League. We shouldn't be in the Champions League right now. We're not good enough. So I know the levels. So in regards to Arteta, because of the state that our club was in, I never ever thought that, things were. I never thought we'd win an FA Cup so soon. But I can see what he's trying to do. But that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be questioned. This ain't me saying Arteta out, because I'm not someone that thinks that just changing a manager will change everything. I think.
Frankie, can you say that louder? Because I think certain people, certain fans of certain clubs need to hear that one again.
Yeah, I'm not a believer that changing managers is always the answer. Do you get what I'm saying? But no one is above criticism. No one is above being questioned.
100%.
Arteta does get it wrong at times. There are things that that you have to question, but hopefully he can manage to turn it around and whatnot. Like, if he stays, then I want him to do better. I want him to get us back to where we're competing. But if he was to go, at the same time, like, when the next manager comes in, my sentiment will still be the same because of the state we're in. Do you get what I'm saying? So right now with Arsenal, I support them, but I'm also very realistic in where my team is at. So how we played against Leeds the other day, where we got moved to for like for 60
but you
minutes.
came with a point though, right?
Yeah, we came away with a point, but we got moved to. Like, we didn't come away with a point because we played well, and 10 or 11 men we got moved to. Like, that's the thing and end all. Like, and I knew it was going to happen, so it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me that happened. Like, we're still going to have some more of those kind of performances because of where the team is at, and hopefully as time goes on and as the windows pass and whatever, we get better. We get better people in, and the team starts to gel a bit better. We start playing better and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying? But
yeah.
And that's where I'm at with it right now. I want us to do better. It's not good enough at times. And even though I keep saying I know my team's level, I also know that how we perform at times isn't good enough, which is why you just have to start questioning the manager. Not questioning him in a way where it's just like, do you deserve this job? But questioning him in a way where it's like, okay, how can this be fixed?
Okay, I hear that. I'm a Man United fan.
I know.
Everyone's aware that you've got friends, a very popular person who's a Man United fan who has.
I don't know any United fans like
that. Who has a very, very strong opinion on Man United. And do you think the last sentence there that you said, you're not a believer of changing managers, changes your fortunes, do you think that's just for Arsenal or Man United or all clubs in general? Because at my club, we seem to be having the same fortunes regardless changing the manager. So it's like common sense isn't common for some people. Do you know?
I think when you look at, anyone can see that when you look at United, Oli long term isn't the one for United. He isn't good enough at the end of the day, you know. But you say that, and if you told him at the beginning of the season, last season, that he'd finish third in the league, you'd bite his hand off. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as much as I know, I don't think he's the one. I don't think there's anything there where it's like you have to be sacked now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think sacking people is always the case. Sometimes people need to be sacked. Sometimes people need to just go because it's not working. Like I was one of those that just said, Emery, just leave him in there for now and blah blah blah. But then it got to a point where it's like, okay, he has to go because it's just not working. But it's always last resort for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the culture we live in now is a culture where the moment things get tough, sack the manager.
Reactionary, yeah,
just sack the manager. And but back to what you're saying about Oli, like I get why people say that about him, because are they really going to ever play the brand of football United want? Are they really ever gonna challenge for the league, whatnot, while he's there? Like I can't see it happening. Do you get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
If they did get rid of him, I'd understand. But equally, has he done enough to get sacked?
Mm-hmm.
Has he done enough to get? I genuinely don't feel like, as much as I know he's not the right man for the job, he hasn't done enough to get sacked. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, I just done a show called The Debate with two guys, Unofficial Pundit and Football United TV, and we were debating about Oli in and Oli out, right?
Did you plug it?
Huh?
Did you plug it?
Yeah, the debate, man. Yeah. Make sure people subscribe to it, man. Subscribe to the channel every Thursday, 6:30, you know. But like, you know, this is about you, man. So I don't really want to try and plug or things. It's Counterattack Podcast.
Listen,
you know?
This is, I don't know, like I'm a nobody in this, but someone might come and watch this because I might be here. So whilst that's the case, plug your thing. Get me. Plug it.
Right, safe. Every Thursday, 6:30, The Debate. Myself, Unofficial Pundit at Football United TV. We debate everything relevant about football and unfortunately our club, Manchester United. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the video, everything, guys. You know, football content, raising awareness on racism awareness, something different, you know, that most people are doing right now. But no, back to Man United, man. I think he's not done. To answer that question, he's not done enough to be sacked. No, because at the end of the day, I believe we're 4 points off fourth. We're currently top of the Champions League group. You know, some may say that's actually a not bad return right now, especially the circumstances of the season. However, as a Man United fan that's been used to seeing his team dominate, it's very hard to accept to see the lack of attacking football, the lack of, you know, consistency. Let me say what it is. It's consistency. That's it, you know, because I don't know. I mean, most Man United fans might not agree with me, but I don't know what Man United team's going to turn up. You know, we get beat. We go away to Turkey and get beat from the Tingo Skrrra, you know, FC. We get dashed and done by Arsenal, who is probably the worst Arsenal team to ever come to Man United. And you know, and it's like, you know, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? Like, and then Chelsea, that Chelsea team were there to be beaten, to be got at when they came to Old Trafford. And I'm thinking, what's going on with our manager? And I just think, overall, it's not been as bad as the media or the fans highlight it. But don't get me wrong, I'm one of those guys because, you know, I'm reactionary. I'm thinking, what's going on here? But I suppose that's what happens when you're a fan. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Mm-hmm. Daps, obviously, you know, so you're doing your podcast now, and you're still playing football and stuff. How's the football going right now? With lockdown, how are you finding yourself? I remember you tweeting about I ran 11K, and I can see the abs as you chop the chocolate right now. The thing's sweet, eh? The thing's sweet. So yeah, man. So like, how is it for lockdown? Trying to stay fit. I know you tweeted, as I said earlier, you ran 11K, and you can see your abs now and stuff. Like, how are you finding with fitness and stuff?
It's all right. It's funny because when I tweet and go. Like, you know, some people tweet and they're like, I can tweet, put my phone down, and then I've forgotten I've even tweeted that. So you saying that to me. You saying that to me, I was like, oh yeah, I did tweet that. But yeah, no, it's all right. I've not actually played football in months because I did my my ACL.
Oh, got it.
I did my ACL, and that's the thing. Like, since coming back from, I never ever got injured, but I pick up these little injuries ever since I did it, and you know, lockdown happened, and I didn't like the first lockdown. So obviously football stopped, and I didn't ever really let it heal up. I was one of those on my bike every day, jogging and whatever. So I didn't really let my leg heal up. So this time, I just took, even when the season come back, I just said, no, let me just chill. So now I'm at the point where I can actually like run. So now I'm running like 10, 11K. Like I said, I can just do cash, and I'm doing that like 3-4 times a week. So so once it finishes. I'll start playing again. I'm gonna, you know, in all honesty, I'm gonna play somewhere just to get my
fitness up, innit? Yeah, of course.
Just to get my fitness up, and then once I'm gonna play like decent level still. But then once I've played there for like, and I told the manager this as well. Once I've played there for like a month or two, I'm gonna just go back and, you know, see where I can go. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I feel like it's a long time since I've kicked a ball properly.
I can imagine. And obviously, and you look, I know. Obviously, you're going to go live soon, so I'm very quick to try and conclude this, and I'm very grateful for you coming on, man. So my last question to you is like, obviously, they say the comeback's always bigger than the setback, and with what you've went through, mental health wise, with the injury, racism, with obviously work and stuff, and obviously now, you know, doing podcasts, you're an accountant, and you know, you're able to do something you're very passionate about. What would you advise the up and coming generation? What would you advise the young black boys coming through? You know, like, what would you advise me? You know, I'm younger than you, but I'm still younger, and you know, like, what would you advise us? Because, you know, like, what I'm doing, you know, I've told you what I do work-wise. Obviously, this is what I'm doing is completely voluntary. And for me, it's like I want to be a mentor for someone, the next generation, next group of black boys that are coming up. What would you say? You know, if you were sitting in a room now full of the next generation, what would you advise them?
Just do it, and do it because you love it. Don't do it because, you know, you're chasing money or whatever, or like, do it first and foremost because you love it, and those things will always come. Like, me personally, like, I love what I do. Like, I legit love football. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get me? If you ask Yaomi, she'll be like, this guy, that's all he doing. You know what I mean? But like, I love football. So first and foremost, when I'm out here doing what I'm doing, I'm doing it because I love it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I might go there and chat to Rance, and Rance might annoy me for an hour. Do you get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I love it. It's football. Do you get what I'm saying? I might talk to a player on my podcast, and I might not agree with what he's saying. He might not agree with what we're saying, but we respect it because we're talking about the game that we love. Like, I love football, and I love putting out good content. That's another thing. You got to have pride in what you're doing. Like, I'm not no guru or whatever, but I see a lot of laxy-daisy stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? You got to have pride in what you're doing. You got to work at it and just stay at it, man. Like, it might not come overnight, but it will come. It will come, and it's about longevity. Like, me personally, I know the content I put out, I personally believe I put out the best content. But I'm not the biggest, but I put out the best content, and that's not me being, up my own ass or whatever. I legit believe in what I do. I don't believe there's people doing what I do. I don't believe there's people that can do what I do. So, but it's not the most biggest in terms of audience or money or whatever, but it will come. Longevity.
Yeah, of course. God willing. By God's grace, man. By God's grace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you just got to love what you do, keep at it, and just, always believe in the quality you're putting out and believe that it will come. And the more you do it and stay consistent, like, the better it gets. Do you get what I'm saying? And you don't need to be the biggest in the world. Like, I've realized that a very long time ago. Like, there's going to be people with podcasts and whatever who, it's not my kind of podcast, but they'll always be bigger than me, 100%. Yeah. You don't need to be the biggest. Like, I don't need to be the biggest podcast in the world. I just need to have my little niche. Don't get me wrong, I want to be the biggest, but
of course, yeah.
I'm equally happy just having my little niche. Like, I'm gonna go live now. If I get 5 people in there, I'll chat to 5 man. If I get 500 people in there, I'll chat to 500 people. If I get 500, like, no matter the level, no matter who's there, I'm giving you the content. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's because I believe in what I'm doing. Like, even if I've got my 5 man who are just listening to me, me and those 5 men are gonna vibe. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah. That's blessed, man. That's blessed. And as I say in Yoruba, Oshegon, seriously, thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Listen, that's been another episode of Bitz N Bobz meets Daps. Seriously, and listen, please plug your socials, man. So where the viewers know where to find you if they already don't know where to. So does the writing come up?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So that's my, on Instagram, Twitter. That's my app. My actual podcast is called Counter Attack Podcast. It's got its own socials, but if you go to my socials, you'll see it in the bio, Counter Attack Podcast. But yeah, man, get at me. I'm here, innit? Like, I'm just here chatting. I'm never too busy to reply. I'm never too busy. I'm here, man. And you keep doing what you're doing, man, because like it's been good, and I need to personally get better at going on people's podcasts and whatever. And I feel like in the past I might have put out an energy out there that I'm not really interested or whatever, but you have to be selective at times, and I'm glad I did this one because it was good conversation, man. So keep doing what you're gonna do. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you so much, man. That means a lot. That means a lot because obviously, my mentor on regarding podcasts won't mind me disclosing this, but he works for Open Goal. Don't know if you've heard them.
No.
So it's like the charity that the athletes give 1% of their salary to.
Oh yeah.
So he lives in Barcelona, Ben, and he's on Messi's PR team. He won't mind me saying this, but like he just told me, he's like, do what you're passionate about, it will grow, and just like you said there, do something you love and you're passionate about. So no, thank you for the advice, man. Seriously, listen, guys. So what? It's your boy Bitz N Bobz. We're on up episode of Bitz N Bobz meets Thank you so much. Like and subscribe to the channel. Okay. Stay safe. Peace and love to you